Alright guys, today I'm going to be doing a full wash of my black Q50 here. I think in a previous video, if you've seen my previous video, I did a O&R rinseless wash. Today I'm going to be doing the whole full wash, pressure wash, primarily using these products here. So I start out with, and I'll kind of go through and show you the whole setup, but the Adams car shampoo here. So I use this in the foam cannon as well as in my wash bucket. So the foam cannon I use is a MTM foam cannon. Is it MTM, I don't know, something. MTM PF22, there we go, foam cannon. Put about 3 ounces in it, and then I fill it up kind of to this section here. It's not all the way. It's about halfway up a little bit to the bottle. I'll do the kind of walk through the process, but I'll rinse the vehicle off first, apply the foam, and then do the contact wash using my wash mitt and or wash pad and bucket. Once I rinse all that off, I've been using this Griot's Garage foaming polygloss. I find this stuff is just really easy to use. Adds a layer of gloss. It adds, kind of enhances your existing waxes or coatings. Providing that beading properties if it gets wet and so forth. But the other thing I like about it is it just adds a layer of slickness to it. So when I dry the vehicle, and I've done both ways of using a spray-on wax or a detail spray as a drying aid. This, I'm not kidding you, does just as good. Provides a nice level of slickness. And then the method that I use, I get a big towel and do kind of Matador style drying, and I can work around the vehicle pretty quickly, as opposed to spraying your spray, rubbing it in, or not rubbing it, but spraying it across and then getting another towel to dry it. This one just, pretty quick. So I'll get it all set up, kind of walk through the entire process, but these are the main products that I'm using today. So these products have worked really well for me. I just buy them in gallons now. This Polygloss lasts me quite a while. I've had this for now, gosh, at least 6 months, maybe more, not even halfway done. Adams, I just bought a new one, but generally lasts me about maybe 3 months or so, because I do wash the car quite a bit. But I use 3 ounces in my foam cannon, and then about 2 ounces in my wash bucket, and then so you use about 5 ounces per wash, which, could go pretty quick. But I do mix in some, as my previous video showed, some O&R rinseless washes, so that also extends the shelf life, not shelf life, but the how long I have these on hand. So, but I just, like I said, order these by the gallon. I like them so much. They've been proven to work really well for me. Don't always use this one, the Polygloss. Try to do it like every 2 or 3 washes when I'm doing a full wash. Other than that, I'll use a spray-on wax, also by Griot's Garage. I've played with all kinds of different ones. I've done Bead Maker, done Griot's. I forgot the other one that I used, an Adams detail spray. But I keep coming back to Griot's, at least for their spray-on wax and then their foaming polygloss. I just think it's a great product. Bead Maker, I struggle with Bead Maker. I have a lot of inconsistent results on a black car for me with streaking, and what I've come to see is it also attracts dust quite a bit. So, but I do have a gallon of that sitting there thinking, it's going to use that primarily because of all the great results everybody else has been getting, but just hasn't been that great for me. So I'm kind of stepping away from Bead Maker and going back to these that I've used All right, so here's a quick, walk around on the condition of the car. Did about an hour and a half road trip, and now has this, thick layer of smoke. I don't know if it's picking up at this angle. Let me get around it here a little bit. Because of the California wildfires going on here, our air quality is really bad. So this was kind of a up and back trip. So total of about, 3-hour drive. But you can see there's just this thick layer of ash on here. And so this one I'm going to do a full wash using the pressure washer. I think it's just maybe just a little too much for the O&R rinseless wash. Plus I really want to get in. You can see, look at the sides. Man, and like I said, once you see the after shots, just how bad this is. I don't know if that's picking that up. But just really thick layer of ash on there. So I'll get this camera mounted and we'll get started. First thing I like to do is get in here and do a quick power wash rinse. And get this primed up and ready here. And go through, just do a quick rinse off with the power washer. Try to get as much of this stuff off as I can. Okay, now that we got the car all rinsed off, what I use here is the Adams car shampoo and a foam cannon. This is the MTM PF22. Foam it up real nice. And I don't know, foam just kind of fun to do. Supposed to, carry down some of the grime and so forth, and dust and dirt. And of course add some lubrication. Added lubrication to the paint before you get in your soapy solution there with your sponge. And I've tried all kinds of different foam washers. I've tried the chemical guys, Honeydew Snow Foam, the Griot's Garage Surface Wash, and I just started just using this Adams shampoo. It foams up, well enough. I don't have to have a dedicated foam wash. I can just use one and then be done with it. I don't have to kind of go back and forth with different foam washes and car shampoos. So I know I do, like I said, and before in another video, I'm just your kind of do-it-yourselfer. So I know there's probably better processes than this, but I find this efficient, gets the job done. So I just use my foam wash to clean my tires. If they're really bad, then I'll, bust out a dedicated tire and wheel cleaner. But they didn't look too bad today, so I'm just gonna use the soap from the Adams shampoo. Morning. And then I use this little tool here just to get in to the Wheelwells and any grime that's getting in there. I should have brought my little brush to get the spokes, but that's okay. I'm gonna flip it, do the other side. Really makes a difference to get into these wheel wells when you're looking at the vehicle. It just looks, that much cleaner. Rinsing off the brush here. And I don't know if you could tell by the video, but it looks like it's kind of cloudy out there. It's not really cloudy. That's the air covered in smoke. That's our smoky air that we've been having, which is ridiculous. I feel bad for the people who have their homes being affected by the wildfires. It's a horrible thing. All right. I'm gonna take this wheel brush. And I picked up this wheel brush. I think it's an Adams wheel brush. Safe for wheels. It's very soft. If they're not too dirty, I'll just use this guy here to agitate the wheel. When it does get dirtier, I actually use kind of a little dedicated foam pad to get in there a little deeper and clean. But I find that if they're not too bad, this does a pretty good job. Do this other side. And then what I'm going to show too is I've been, kind of playing with drying aids and different things, but what I found is just easy to use is this Grio's Garage Polygloss, which I think does a great job as a drying aid. The car's still wet, but when you use this stuff, I'm telling you, it does a pretty good job of adding some lubrication, and then the shine and the little added protection is just, I find, top quality. So, kind of same process as the O&R. We start at the top. And I'm using this Incredipad sponge. I got these off of, if you've ever seen Matt Mormon's Obsessed Garage on YouTube, that's where I got a lot of these tips from on washing the car. And a lot of the products I use too are from there. I'll put a link in the description for some of the stuff that I'm using today. So if you want to check those out, I'm not, obviously, I'm sure you've seen, I don't have a huge, it's not like I'm getting paid for it. This is just the stuff that I use. I just enjoy doing it. And love kind of just doing these types of things, these types of videos. So, I'm not getting paid, like I said, but all right. So we're going to start on this side. Again, just continue on with my process. Starting from the top. Get this area here. Then I flip it, my wash pad to the other side. I kind of fold this in half. That way you're kind of working with a clean surface for each section. Just the same thing. Go through this. Now I'm going to open it up, do the inside part that's clean. I guess relatively clean. And just continue working through. Side. Flip it. Get this side. And you'll see once I use this Polygloss what I mean and how I kind of dry the vehicle. I think they call it the Matador style. I'll show you that. I used the Griot's Garage PFM, well, I think it's a PFM, Garage PFM drying towel. It's a large, big, large drying towel. And I'll show you how quickly it'll dry with just really not any pressure at all, just letting the towel kind of do the work. And I find it, especially for a black car, it's just easy to quickly to dry it that way, minimizing, the amount of time it takes to dry, so that you minimize your any chances of water spots and so forth. So, like I said, I've tried all the different ways of different drying aids and so forth, and I still use different methods just depending on the weather and what I feel like doing. But lately, Griot's Garage Polygloss has been my go-to, just because it's so easy to use, quick, and just seems easy to do it that way. So once I get this rinsed off, I'll apply the Polygloss, and you can basically just adding another foam layer wash to it. I'm gonna trip over my Flipping over my power washer stuff here. All right, so let's rinse this bad boy off. So kind of always just go in the reverse order. So starting side. Rinse this bad boy off. And all this nasty ash out of here. All right, so now I'm using the Grill's Garage Polygloss. Kind of has like a cherry smell to it. But this is what I primarily use to coat it with a layer of, kind of like your drying aid basically, except it's in foam. So I'm gonna foam this up. And this one you'll see it's a little more runny than like a foam, like a shampoo wash. But I think that's because the way it's formulated for it to coat the vehicle. Add the layer of protection to it. And what I also like about it is it gets your wheels and windows, something you don't normally do with a spray-on kind of drying aid, you know, like at least I don't anyway, you know, bead maker and things like that, So as you can see, okay, so we're going to let that dwell just for a little bit. But as you can see, it's already started to bond to the paint there. I don't know if you can see that piece of it. So, and this doesn't stay on too long. Just maybe, usually by the time I get around it, it's time to start rinsing it off. So I'm gonna start rinsing it off. All right, so now that the car is completely rinsed off, did my foam wash, did my contact wash, did the Griot's Garage Polygloss, and that's kind of what I'm going to use. You can see it's already beading from the Polygloss. And then what I use is this Griot's Garage PFM drying towel, big long drying towel. What I do, because I have the Polygloss on here, I'll do what they call Matador style drying. So basically you're just doing this. Dry it on like this, pulling it in one direction. And again, and you'll feel with this Polygloss, makes the paint very slick. And just letting the towel do the work. You know, not applying any pressure, just the weight of the towel. Drying it like so. And then, I'll show you what I do with the sides, but you can't really do this method on the sides. But just working my way on the big panels, the top, the roof, the hood, trunk. Perfect application to do this Matador style. And you can work your way around the car pretty quick. I mean, as you can see, I've already did the top. So then, just kind of fold the towel like this in half. And then I'll start doing the sides. And then just make sure that you're, again, just gliding the towel, not applying pressure. Just letting the towel do the work. Let it do the work. Just gliding the towel. This towel is very absorbent. That's why I like it. I know some people may not like it because it's a little heavier, but I think that's why, you can just let the towel do the work. Just make sure that, of course, your towel doesn't touch the floor. And I'm just going through like that. Again, letting the towel do the work. I don't know if the camera's picking that up yet, but you can see just how glossy that Polygloss makes the car look. And I'm not kidding you, it's very slick to the touch, like you've used a spray-on wax or bead maker. Bead maker's pretty slick, but I just have trouble using that for some reason. It's very inconsistent for me. So I just started going back to this. I had come across this a long time ago and got away from it for a little bit, and I'm just back to using it. I think it does a fantastic job. And it's a very easy way. If you have a pressure washer, of course you have to use a pressure washer to apply this product. So that's probably one of the negatives if you don't have a foam cannon and pressure washer. But if you do, I highly recommend it. That amount of time I went around the vehicle, dried it off. Now I'm gonna dry up the wheels, do some little detail work in there, and then be done with it. And what I use to dry the wheels is just bought these at Kirkland. These I use for the wheels, and primarily have a set for the wheels, and then also for interior and do some stuff around there. So I'll just dry these up real quick, and then go through all this, and then I'll come back and show you a video of it. I'll show you the after pictures there, video. But these wheels I just got these wheels also. got these wheels not too long ago. These Belgian VF5s, super easy to clean. I mean, 20-inch wheels, but it's very easy design, or simple design and very easy to clean, very easy to dry. Just like kind of get in here a little bit, dry up that wheel well a little bit. Okay, I'm going to do the other side. Okay, so I'll finish this up, then do a quick walk around of the, after what it looks like, but you might be able to see from the video right now just how clean and glossy it is. So let me finish this up and I'll do a quick walk around. All right, so I got the car all washed up, doing the pre-rinse, of course, then doing the Adams car shampoo inside the foam cannon, followed by the contact wash, and then followed by the Griot's Garage Polygloss. And as you can see, this thing's looking good. And it's a pretty quick process of drying using that Matador style. And that Griot's Garage, like I said, just adds a nice layer of slickness to it. So it's like you're using a detail spray or a spray-on wax as a drying aid. And just letting the towel do the work. And I don't use it all the time, just depends. But I want to show you something here. So nice and clean. So again, that's kind of the process I do. And if you want to see something crazy, so this car is in the garage, and it is already starting to show some ashes here. Let me see if I can get it. These little specks. This is ash already starting to come back on the car. It's crazy. Like tomorrow morning I'll get up, if I take the car out, just sitting in the garage, you'll see ash on a car already. And of course I'm black, you're going to see everything, but look at that. You see these little specks. I'm not sure if it's picking up on camera. Oh, right here, look at that. And this was perfectly clean. And I'm in a garage. Kind of show you what the air quality looks like out here. So it looks like a cloudy day, right? That's not clouds, my friends. That is smoky air. It's awful. All right, guys, well, thanks for watching. I'll do some, plan to do some other videos and some things. Hopefully you enjoy the videos I'm doing. I just like to do it because I like washing cars, so I like keeping the car clean. I'm an auto enthusiast, and just always wanted to do these types of videos. So from a kind of a weekend do-it-yourselfer, although it's not really a weekend right now, but do-it-yourselfer, and just enjoying it. Again, not a professional detailer, but just go through the process I do, and you can see, I mean, my car's pretty well kept clean. Looks good. Detail it myself, and just sharing the process that I do. Thanks, guys. Bye.